As I moved through my time in college, I noticed a more casual attitude with sexual relationships, and I also hear many stories from my friends of them being exposed to STDs, often from partners who don't even know that they have it. So I've decided to learn about why this is and why it is so widespread. I will be discussing the increasing rate of STD in college-age kids, how our high school sex ed programs affects this, and how we should look to fix this issue. Often, increasing STD rates in college campuses can be related to the poor choices we choose in our sex lives. According to an article by Jay Jackson and Johnson A., only 62% of us report at least usually using a condom, and less than 56% of us finish our HPV vaccine. This is concerning because each misstep in our sexual lives is aggravated by our hookup culture, which the same source describes as a culture of casual sexual relationships. It leads to an increase in chlamydia by 17%, gonorrhea by 28%, and syphilis by 55% from the years 2014 to 2018. They also say that 1 in 2 people will contract a sexually transmitted infection by the time that they're 25. So, of the 22 people in my speech class, roughly 11 of us will contract an STD or STI, whether it be something as simple as HSV1 that causes mouth sores, or something like HIV, which we can battle for the rest of our lives. Now, after hearing about the presence of STDs in college campuses, you might be wondering, why are we so bad at this, and why are we not doing better sooner? But it turns out that our high school sex ed programs are a cause of this. Now, my next source by Sarah Shapiro and Catherine Brown is from 2018. However, the data they use is cited by multiple other unrelated sources, so I'm confident that while it is not as recent, it is still relevant. They say that only 20 states require toxic contraception, and 20 states plus the District of Columbia require that this information be medically accurate. Also, many states operate on a very vague description of their sexual education requirements. For example, Delaware's legislation simply states, quote, sexuality education and an HIV prevention program that stresses the benefits of abstinence from high-risk behaviors, according to Shapiro and Brown. Now, college campuses are melting pots of people from all over the country. So how can we trust our sexual partners knowing that less than half of the states require contraception talks or that they're even medically accurate? But some of you might also think that abstinence-based programs are without issue. If we simply wait to have sex until we're monogamous, then the spread of STDs is all but taken care of. However, according to Brooks and A's article, 10 years ago, without the widespread availability of condoms and emergency contraception, 6% more college kids reported having sex. This means that your parents' generation and the generation of the people teaching you abstinence most likely had more sexual partners than you do. Now, after hearing about the STD rates in college campuses and how our high school sex ed programs promote this, my final point will cover the solution we should look for. Now, the article by Brooks and A and one by Amarique Danielle recommends something called comprehensive sex education, which aligns with the CDC's recommendations for sexual education. It involves discussion of sexuality, including those with same-sex partners, connecting students to local sexual health organizations, and promoting trusting relationships between students and parents and other important adults. Mi-Young Park, assistant professor in the nursing department of Hosea University, says it is, quote, useful to build effective strategies enhancing students' knowledge about susceptibility to STDs and to develop self-sufficiency promotion programs. So I would ask, what would you prefer? An abstinence-based program that stresses you resist one of the most common and natural behaviors such as sex, or something that gives you the knowledge and the comfortability to make the choice for yourself. With my final point covered, I've discussed the increasing STD rates in college campuses, how our high school sex ed programs cause this, and the type of policy we should look to support to fix this. So I encourage you to support new legislature and policy that supports comprehensive sex education so that you can give yourself and coming generations the knowledge and the choice to live healthier lives.